Alright, y'all, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Reeling Adventures Podcast. This is going to be one of our first podcasts. We're just going to be sharing fishing tips and just all things fishing. We're going to probably get on here and ramble on, but we'll share with y'all some of our fishing stories and things that we just experience out there fishing.
Mm-hmm.
So, just sit back and relax and let's dive into today's episode. Or should we start off with your wasp story?
So our lake, as you know, is a lot of wasps and spiders and all that, and snakes. And so when we catfish, sometimes I forgot my anchors, and I always forget my anchors. So
now to remind you that day was what? How it was probably 83.
Oh, it was so hot. I was in shirt.
We were in Harley. We were all in bathing suits, I believe.
Had my dog on the boat. Oh, Tristan went to one side of the river. I went. What do you say? It's about 150 yards wide.
No, we from us.
From where we were.
Yeah, we were probably 50 yards from each other.
Were we?
Yeah.
Well, he tied up on one side and I tied up on the other. But as we were getting there, I specifically yelled, "Watch out for the wasp," because I do a lot of bow fishing, and at night you can see all the wasp nests, and I've ran into a few. So I told him, "Watch out for the wasp," and so he ties up and throws out some lines.
It was literally 15 minutes after he said that.
I go to grab a tree, and I grab the tree, and I threw the rope over, and 10 seconds later, I was on fire. I was screaming. I literally got stung in my eye, my temple, my back, my leg. And so normally you get stung by wasps, people jump in the water and swim away. Well, my dog was on the front of the boat. So as I'm getting demolished by this swarm of wasps, I had to pull my boat motor to start it. I don't have a button start. I'm not bougie like Kim over here. And take off because I couldn't just leave my dog. My dog was just sitting.
Got stung.
Not once. A wasp would even look at her.
Never got stung.
Took off. So I laid in the middle of the river. I didn't even throw my anchor out. I just laid in the bottom of the boat, moaning. I'd hurt so bad.
It was probably 3 minutes after. It was probably 3 minutes after this happened. I went and rowed up to him. We pulled our anchors up, pulled our rods up, and pulled up to him. And the whole side of his head was just swollen like somebody just beat him to death.
Yeah, it was.
And he wasn't crying, nothing like that. I would have been probably crying, but he was trying to fight through it. Didn't want to tell me that he didn't want to fish, and he said that he needed to go home, and I told him that was probably the best thing for him to do.
I went home and laid in bed for about a day. I was done.
It was a mess. And here recently, I haven't been posting a lot of videos of me fishing because I've been doing terrible. And then I get on here, Facebook. You just invited me to a group on Facebook.
Yeah, they were posting about the crappie fishing.
Shell cracker, bass, and like this other guy said in there, he fished the same areas and nothing. But all these places that you're finding the shell cracker right now, you can literally walk boat to boat. That's how many boats is packed in there. It's ridiculous. So, and then on top of that, we like to fish Jack's Creek. Jack's Creek is bad right now with people trying to shell cracker fish, crappie fish, and then we have the National right now. What is it? The National Professional Bass League.
I don't know nothing about
They're
that.
in here, and they've been hitting Jack's hard. Caney's Bay, they've been hitting it hard. So, I went in Jack's. What was it? Was that Monday, Tuesday? When we had the severe, like the wind, and I kid y'all not, we had to have 25, 30 mile an hour gusts. I speared a couple of them, and I mean I full submarined them, and it's just
Submarine the waves. As you were saying, we hit Jack's Creek a lot. We figured it out. I figured it out for bass.
he's figured it out better than I have.
I destroy the bass in there, and I use lures that nobody else is using. He's like, "How do you use those?" And he catches them off the dang drop rig worms and
Drop shot.
Drop shots. I can't fish with drop shots. He knows I fish a million miles an hour, but I still catch a lot of fish. I fish with the jerk baits. We actually got a couple back here, some jerk baits, a couple crank baits.
We have some lighting issues.
Yeah, we got.
But
somebody ain't paid a bill.
he does a lot better with the crankbaits.
Lipless cranks, a little bit of everything.
I'm trying to venture over to them, but they're kind of hard for me because I'm a shallow water fisherman. So he does a lot better with them. Like I said, he goes fast, but I really don't understand how you rip it through that stuff.
I don't know, because a lot of people have trouble with treble hook. I cast into stuff. Like, people only fish without weeds or anything with treble hooks or like crankbaits and stuff. I cast into lily pads with crankbaits
I don't.
and get like, I catch fish and don't get hung up. I don't understand how people do.
Show what some similar. I mean this is not ideal to what he's fishing with.
Like, so I use these jerk baits, but like, say the lip's about like, a short square bill, and I'll jerk them a couple times and let it sit and sink, and then hit them back up and I tear them up. I mean, this stuff right here I've been throwing in the brush and trees. I do catch a lot of tree fish with these because sometimes they can get out of hand when you're casting.
I'm a big stump and tree guy when I fish those.
Heck, today I broke my ugly stick.
Yep, 3 pieces. He's got a 3-piece now.
Yep.
You should have brought that with you and showed everybody.
I should have. I threw it out in the dump. But got caught on something and was fishing with one of his stupid drop shots and felt it. So I pulled up on it and it broke in 3 spots. And whipped me, hit me here. And yeah. After that, my day went to crap. And I just pulled up the trolling motor and drifted
Everybody's day today. I mean, I talked to a bunch of people today in the swamp, and they wasn't doing really good at all. But some of y'all may know I like to fish the swamp a lot, and David he's getting used to it slowly, but I'm trying to get him in there and learn it more. But I can show him to run a spot. I can go in there with him 100 times, and the moment he even gets a good decent gap in between me and him, he just rams a stump.
Yeah,
every time, and I can show him
this morning just like that.
I can show him 100 times. But Sparkleberry is definitely some of y'all on my TikTok were talking about running in there, and the thing in that place is don't run the markers on the trees. You have markers on the trees, but whoever put those markers on the trees know those markers. It doesn't mean you go in there just because you have a red marker here on this tree and a red marker here on this tree doesn't mean that you can run in between those trees. I've found a line in there that I've learned, and I stick to my line, and I'm showing him that line. But you might see somebody else come in behind you, and they're going to run a different way. Everybody runs the swamp different, and the only way to learn it is to go in there and run it. And the best time to run it is when it's extremely low, because you'll see the main stumps you need to worry about, and you'll know where to go once it comes back up if you run it enough. But I try to run the swamp at least once, twice a week, just to go in there and ride it. And he's slowly getting better and better with it, which I run a little 25, he runs a 40.
Yeah.
So
I can't keep up with him in the swamp. I can run him down any day on open water or anything, but at daggone spot like this morning, he was going. I was just like, I can't even keep up with him.
Running through them trees is fun, but they can jump out in front of you, and that brings me out to I want to tell everybody this, but I don't have nothing against. I know some of y'all kayak fishermen follow my channel or TikTok, and I don't have nothing against y'all that know what you're doing. But the ones that don't know what they're doing, that are out there just paddling anywhere and everywhere, though y'all people are the reason that a lot of boat accidents happen. You're running wide open, and all of a sudden, now they'll see you. That's the thing. This is what people don't understand is they will see you coming, and they go ahead. I've had this happen 100 times. They will see you coming and still paddle out in front of you like you're going to stop on a dime. And it's ridiculous because not only do they get mad at you, but you have to sit there and run your boat up and stuff that you're not too sure about. And it's just, and you say something to them and they act like they did nothing wrong at all. And he witnessed today some of these people fishing the boat run. People that know fishing river channels and stuff like that, you have people come by constant. Me and him made some people mad today because they're fishing in the boat run and we're running through there and you don't see them because they're on the other side of the trees. So you don't see them till you pass them. And then they want to get mad and throw their hands out, cuss, you know how it goes. But at the same time, like you got to realize that you're fishing where boats come in and out.
And it's a known run too. It's not like
everybody runs it.
Yeah,
it's the run from Mill Creek to Sparkleberry Lake. Everybody runs it. Everybody knows it. And there's people that still catfish it, bass fish it, and they get pissed when you come by flying.
They probably still don't catch anything.
I've had it happen to me. They'd be sitting on the edge of the tree. People come back, apologize. I tell them the same thing. I don't care. And I like when people, even if people see me, I like when they come by on plane because it doesn't put off a big weight. And the people that come by, they just, it's something else with some of these people out here. But do you have any more stories on the? You want to tell some stories with the old lady in the boat ramp?
Oh yeah, that was great. What was it? A Dodge, I think. She was driving her husband's Dodge.
Yeah, it was a newer
new truck.
It was a brand new truck, brand new boat. It was this older couple.
Brand new bass boat. I mean, you guys know them things are 90 to 100K now. But so her husband dropped off the boat and let her pull up, and there's a boat ramp, and then there's the dock. Well, she was coming up and turned, and the whole fender hit the dock pole and basically just bent sideways. And her husband was yelling, threw up his hands, and screamed. And I was like, oh, man.
And the thing about the whole situation is she didn't stop once she hit it.
Yeah, she just kept going.
She just kept going, and so it just tore. Those are fiberglass fenders, and so it just tore them up. And and the dude, he gets mad at her and starts screaming at her to stop, but she's got the windows up, and I think she had no idea that she's
you can't feel it. It's fiberglass. It's just
I don't think she realized she took the whole fender off on the pole, but it was a dock pole too, so the dock poles don't move.
Yeah,
I mean, they're solid.
One of those, we're gonna have an issue.
They had another old lady do the same thing, but she was backing up. And this was an older truck, but she was backing up and jackknifed the trailer and slammed. Somehow she jackknifed the trailer and still backed into the dock pole. And she was still giving it gas. Like she had her foot on the brake or something. So, I mean, it was just, we've seen some things. He's actually got an experience as well with a boat fail. He forgot to tie his boat down one time.
Oh.
And dropped it off on the boat ramp. And
so you're just floating away. Just peace out.
He backed down the boat ramp. Do you remember that story? You want to tell it?
Go ahead. You got it.
All right. One. So I don't think he really realized what happened. But both of us used to run 14-foot Duracrafts. And same boats and different motors, but same boats. And we all got done. I think we were out riding around. We went. It was summer, so we went to sandbars and stuff and was hanging out.
That was over there at
John. No, it was Scarborough's. We left Scarborough's, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all now. There was no alcohol involved, so this is what makes the story even better. We're first of all, summertime and boat ramps a lot of people understand this. It's chaotic, but we waited our turn. And I think what happened with him, he was in a big rush. We were all in a rush because there was drunks coming in. They were out there fighting, arguing. There's only 2 boat ramps. This is Alex Harvin. And so I pulled my boat out, and we had another buddy out there. And he pulled his boat out. Well, he was backing his in, and he pulled it. He put the boat on the trailer and was pulling it out. Well, he clipped the winch on to the boat, but he didn't lock it. He winched it up on the trailer and
halfway, like not even half, like a quarter. Because sometimes I pull up my boat and then I'll finish doing it if there's people waiting.
And he didn't lock it. And I noticed the strap was kind of U-shaped, and I was like, "This ain't gonna be good." But I didn't say nothing. I thought he knew what he was doing. Instead of just easing up, he just gets halfway up the ramp and just maps it to get out the way. And it was the prettiest thing you ever seen, because the boat, it was like it was just floating there for a minute. It landed nicely on the concrete. It didn't slam. I mean, it just went and just laid flat on the boat ramp. And he just kept going for a minute. And then he stopped and he got out. He said, "I know I didn't do that." I said, "You did."
A whole boat. We had to
a whole boat was on the ground. And of course, everybody's looking at us and like we're the alcoholics, because these people over here beside us was fighting their pontoon for probably an hour and a half trying to get it on a truck, because they had the boat trailer way down in the water. And so every time they go to pull it up, it was just floating around.
Yeah, some people don't understand that.
But yeah, we all had to get out there. Nobody helped us. It was just us 3, and we had to lift the boat up. I think.
Good thing it was a smaller aluminum.
Yeah, it was a pop riveted 14-foot John boat. So we were able to pick it up, winch it back on the trailer.
Yeah, a lot of pop riveteds.
Those boats, man.
A lot of water.
Those boats. You hit one. I think we popped a couple out in both of those boats.
Over there by Phase when we were coming across that one day.
Because those boats, they're known for shooting rivets out of it. But now he's got a welded boat now, and I went fiberglass. Worst decision I ever made. I'm steady fiberglass on my boat, but his boat's pretty good. He got a deal on his boat. But
I'd be hammering some stumps too.
Yes.
Me and my old lady were driving across the flats one day, and my boat goes about 43.
43.
Yeah, 43.
43.
And so I'm just wide open going down and running. I went a little to the left. Full speed, hit a stump. My motor came up and just dropped back down. I just kept going. I didn't even stop. Just kept going. And got to the landing and just looked at it. Nothing even happened. I mean, it's just a hoss.
It's a nice boat. It's a thick boat. Back to, and I forgot to mention this earlier. Back to the boat ramp people, the ones that back their trucks in, is the biggest thing. I don't mind if you do it if you got 5 boat ramps altogether, 4 or 5. I forgot how many packs it's got, but you got 4 or 5 boat ramps. I don't mind if one person does it. They back down one ramp. It's just one person. They get out and talk to somebody for a second. That's all right. But when you sit there and you back your boat in and you're sitting there just holding everyone up at these little boat ramps, over here talking to somebody that you could easily talk to, when you get out your boat out of the water and you're up on at the ramp somewhere. I mean, it's you wouldn't imagine the amount of times that me and him went out on weekends, and everybody's just sitting there at the boat ramp, just chilling, talking, and nobody can put their boat in. And it's like, and then you go over there and say something to them, they want to, say some words to you and want to fight and all that. And it's like, I mean, it's chaotic with some of these people, and it's getting there. It's getting summertime. It's getting summertime. We got to deal with a lot of it. Me and him pulled up to somebody going catfishing one night, going out there. They were trying to shoot each other.
Oh, yeah.
It was probably, what'd you say?
Yelling at each other.
Probably 20 people.
Oh, yeah. Running around.
All of them our age.
And everything.
And they were all drunk. All of them. I don't think there's a single soul out there that was sober. They just come off the water after, I guess, partying all day. It was like 9:30, 10 o'clock. and they just out there waving guns around, fighting. And the whole bottom line of it was somebody drove by the other one and flipped them off. And so they want to shoot each other.
Thing ever.
But they all blocked boat ramps up. Every single one of them blocked the boat ramp up.
All had their trucks all pulled up and everything, and I'm just like, all right.
Yep. I couldn't even put my boat in. So, of course, I had to get out and say some stuff to them, just because they were trying to hold me up from going fishing. But luckily, one of them pulled their trucks out for me so I could back my boat in, trying to split the fight up or whatever. But it's just, this season's getting here to where it's going to be getting real aggravating. So, it's just something I guess we're just going to have to deal with. And I guess slowly get used to, I reckon. But you have any more boat ramp stories that you want to tell?
I don't have any real boat ramps.
You got any stories you want to tell? Fishing stories?
I mean,
I got one more, and it's about the time my boat caught on fire.
Oh, yeah.
So it was we've been going duck hunting a little bit when this last duck season, and my girlfriend she didn't get to go with me much, and it was mainly just me going out and my nephew, and she finally got some time off work. She said, "I want to go duck hunting." I said, "Okay, well we got the boat ready, everything. I didn't think nothing of it. Throwed everything up there in the front of the boat, and we head down to the water. So we go into the swamp, and my other buddy met me out there. I think it was him and his cousin, and they met us out there, and everybody was going good. Everything was going good. And we backed down, and I noticed when I backed down, my motor was acting up. I said, "Man, I got water in my gas." I said, "This ain't good." I said, Hopefully it just gets us there. We wasn't going far, and we can get back." Well, I said, if my motor breaks down, at least I have a trolling motor. And that's exactly what I said it. And everybody said, "Okay, yeah. So we leave out, and we get, some of y'all familiar with the swamp. Some of y'all may not. But the ones that are familiar, we went from the landing to what they call the jungle. And the jungle is where I run in some of my videos. And anyway, we made it to the jungle. And I kept smelling, we smelt some wires burning. And my girlfriend happened to see the flame before I did. So we had burlap and everything laying up there. And luckily, I dropped the burlap in the lake before all this happened. It come out of the boat and I put it back in. But so we seen the flame come up, and about that time, it's done filled the whole boat up with smoke, the woods, everything, and it's electrical fire. Man, we couldn't breathe, and so I cut the boat off, run to the front. When I pulled the burlap up, it got oxygen, and that flame shot up, and it burnt all the wires from the front of the boat to the back. It started to melt into the battery ends. So I snatched all the wires off, burnt my hands all up, and we were back there trying to scoop water into the boat. Burlap was on fire. Floor of the boat was on fire. And finally we got the fire out, and we were easing back on. It probably took us 20, 30 minutes to put the fire out. And then we got up and was easing back towards where we were going hunting and start smoking again. And the inside of the trolling motor was already on fire. So I just run up and disconnected the trolling motor and threw it in the lake. And I hate trash in the lake, but I wasn't burning my boat up. And so I threw the trolling motor in there and went on hunting and was coming back and, picked the trolling motor up and everything. But it was a scary situation. I always keep a fire extinguisher on the boat for those reasons. But when it started doing it, at that moment in time, you don't really think of using a fire extinguisher. I mean, we're surrounded by water. But now thinking back on it, I'm glad I didn't use the fire extinguisher, because fire extinguishers take the oxygen out there. And we already couldn't breathe, so by doing that and couldn't get off the boat, that would have been pretty bad. But I've definitely experienced catching a boat on fire on the lake, and it's not fun. It really ain't. Joking about it and seeing videos is funny, but I laugh on it now. But it definitely wasn't funny when it happened. But you have any stories on your boat? Oh, you want to tell the story about y'all you going into the down there in your favorite little place to go bow fishing, and y'all broke down about a mile down there.
Oh yeah.
Or, no, a mile up river. They broke down a mile up river in a canal that's no longer.
No, it was downriver because we followed with the current.
Oh yeah, y'all follow with the current. So
it was it was over a mile. It's probably about a mile and a half.
Well, this river, I guess you can call it. I look at it as a creek. It's not a river; it's a creek.
It's a creek.
It's no wider than your boat,
and it's about 1.5 2 foot. That's why I bow fish it. Well,
and logs everywhere.
Everywhere. I use trolling motor. You got to jump the logs, pick up the motor. You also got to shoot fast because you know your boats will get pushed around. But so we get all the way down there. We do a little bit of bow fishing, start to head back up. Figure I'd start my motor and run in the shallow and just bulldog it through the current because the current's pushing. My trolling motor in 5 couldn't even go up it. So wouldn't start. Called him. He had to come.
I was in Sparkleberry. He's down next to Manning. And I'm in Sparkleberry. And I was halfway. I think I was halfway between the jungle and Gum Pond. So it took me a little while to get back to the landing myself. But he when he made the phone call and told me his motor wasn't running, I was trying to help him over the phone. But from what he was explaining to me, I didn't think I could do anything over the phone. But you can go ahead and finish telling him what you had going on.
Well, thought it was our spark plugs fouling out, so took them out. No. Finally got the motor to start. He got it to start, but he had to keep it on like a quarter choke, and I couldn't full throttle it.
He missed some parts there. So when I got there, I'm gonna tell on you a little bit about this. He was having a temper tantrum. And I pull up,
it was so hot out.
And he's over there beating his motor. And I was like, oh, Lord. So I finally pull up, and I say, you pulled the plugs out? He said, yeah. So he pulled the plugs out. Plugs look fine. And I was like, man, I said, the only thing it could be is his jets or something clogged up. Because it would crank up, you put it in gear, it shut off. And then it got to the point where it would crank up and shut right back off. I was like, something ain't right here. And I started looking in the tank, and I noticed his lid was off a little bit, and it started dawning on me. I didn't say nothing. I said, let's go ahead and pull the gas lines off. Excuse me, the carburetor. So he pulls it off and starts pumping the bubble. Nothing but water come out. I said, okay, I see the problem here. So the night before, we had a bad storm, and he don't cover his boat up. So he left the gas cap, because we open these new cans. They say they got bleeders on them automatically. It's a lie. You have to loosen the cap on the gas can so it'll breathe. Well, he left it open, and water got in. It filled half his tank up with water. He probably had half a tank of water. And
trying a new fuel.
And he ruined it. He when he cranked it up that last time to try to run it, it sucked nothing but water in there and shut everything down. Carburetors was full of water. The actually everything else, like when we pulled the plugs back out, they were even milky looking. I mean, he it wasn't running right after that. So they pulled up on a bank, and he went ahead and dumped the tank, and
safely. There was no harm done to nature.
It was just water. I mean, he didn't have a full. You didn't have a full tank.
No, that thing was barely even.
Yeah, he probably had that much gas in like the rest of the tank. He had half a tank, above that, and so he probably nothing but water. I mean, you couldn't even smell gas when he dumped it out, and I don't even know how he made it back there. Probably because the tube was on the bottom. Cause
Well, no, I used the trolling motor when I went back.
Oh, I got you.
Because I was pushing around. Yeah.
But tell him what you did after that.
Well, he got it started, and we finally got it at a quarter throttle and drove it all the way back.
Limped it all the way back.
Yeah,
with half choked.
Barely. I mean, it shut off about 20 times, and that current kept pushing me back. Well, we got to the landing. We caught a couple fish. So he broke out the old Coleman and cranked that thing up and started frying it. I had the whole motor torn apart on the back of my boat, cleaning everything out and bunch of dirt in the carb and everything.
Oh, it was terrible. But that's the only time that motor has had, I think wrenches on it, because that motor is very clean.
To 1985, yeah, I'll do a review on my channel of it. And
he's never had to do anything other than, I think, fix a pull cord, right?
Yeah, I broke the spring in it.
You broke the spring in the pull cord?
No. Yeah, I broke the spring in the pull cord, and I broke the top plate.
You broke the whole piece.
Because I was pulling it upwards like a dummy.
But we got it back going that night. We had fish. I mean, it ended up being a good video. I mean, that was the video I posted. I think it was rescuing or recovering. I think the Waterwoods production, which that's his channel, and it was good. It was a good day after all. I mean, I wasn't too happy once I got figured out how far they were back there. I was a little pissed at first. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We was out there.
He was back there, but the thing is, he was like, when he called me, he's like, "Oh yeah, we're just down the creek a little ways," and I got back there, and an hour passed, and I still haven't made it back there to him. And I'm just sitting there looking for him. He couldn't really tell me where he was at because there's no really marks in there. You're just on a creek.
You just go. You just figure it out.
And it's through the middle of the woods. And so he's like, "Oh yeah, we're by, we're right here where it opens up a little bit." I found a lot of openings. Couldn't find them. Never run across them. And I was like, dude, it's like the only thing I can come up with is they done took back off.
My service also sucked.
Yeah, once, and I didn't have no service down there. AT&T is better down there. I run off Verizon towers, so if you have Verizon on Santee, you're done. AT&T is the way to go. But yeah, I finally found him. I think it was like an hour and 45. I finally found him. But yeah, and first thing I see is him just back there punching the top of the motor. I was like, oh my gosh. And then his buddy was sitting in the front and having a hard time trying to fish. And then got his lure stuck in the tree.
I did catch a bass too, though.
Yeah, he caught a bass sitting on the bank.
Just threw it in there.
But we've had a lot of experiences on that lake. But stories with the funny moments and stuff. I had my motor probably about a month, the one I just got, and probably had about a month or so. But first time taking it out, I seen I'm gonna go run the swamp, so I'm back there running, and I run down a creek I ain't run down ever. I've always idled it. I've never run it fast. So I'm feeling brave today. I'm gonna run it. Well, I run a rope on the back of my boat, so the motor doesn't kick in the back of the boat and hit me. And I thought I had it adjusted tight enough to where when it kicked up, that it wouldn't hit me. Well, I get going. I'm running wide open, and I go into a turn. And I've been in this turn idling before. I said, there's a stump down there somewhere. And about that time, I slung the motor in the back of the boat. And those motors, which these new motors have them too, when they kick up certain amount, they lock where they won't come back down. Well, my motor's stuck up, locked in the back of the boat. My throttle's wide open. My tiller handle's up under me, and I can't quite get it off. So it went wide open. And I'm on plane, and when I hit the stump, locks the motor, and I just hook. And this is a scary feeling. I understand how people say they lose control and hit stuff now, because my boat didn't hook a left. It didn't go straight. It hooked a hard right, because that's the weight. I was on the right side, and that boat spun. And when I started spinning, it finally caught and went straight in the bushes on land. And I went up on the beach there that was on the side of the swamp there, I guess, or land, and went up in between two cypress trees. Perfect. Like I just meant to park it there. And it took me a minute to figure out what happened to get my mind straight. And I laughed about it afterwards, but man, I'm gonna tell you, that's a scary moment there. But all these people having these boat accidents with steering wheel. First thing popped in my head is if that boat would have just hooked hard and come to a complete circle, it would have chunked me out. I mean, once you're on a plane and that motor kicks up, that's wheels on a car. I mean, really, a motor is your wheels on a boat, and if you lose those wheels, your boat's just doing whatever it wants to do. You can't control it. I mean, it can go anywhere. And you've had some experiences hitting stumps like that. Throw your motor up and your boat are going to get crazy there for a minute.
Today, going around that bend. Same thing going around the bend. But my motor actually drops back down.
Yeah, mine drops down now. I fixed a rope.
If I do let off after going full speed, my motor will pick up from the force.
Yeah, it'll pick up. But we don't run engine locks because I usually take them off my motor anyway. The shallow drive. Because when you run a shallow drive, it tends to kick up and stay up, and I don't like that. It tends to kick up, stay up, and I don't like that. I don't feel like I get full control of the boat anymore after that. But what's some and you can go ahead and tell them, what's some life lessons that you've learned from fishing? I can tell you right now which one you haven't learned from.
Patience.
This joker here does not. He has zero patience.
None.
No patience whatsoever. And I'm usually bad about not having patience, but crappie fishing has changed that, because if you jig for crappie, you have to have patience, and it will make you lose your mind sometimes.
I'm not doing that crap.
But
personally, I'm not doing that. I have no patience.
Dude, he can make 3 casts, and if something goes wrong in those 3 casts, first 3 casts, it's over with. It's over. The whole day is ruined. But he's working on it. I'm trying to help him out, but he doesn't get like that dangerous fighting, wanting to punch everything, but he does get that
I just want to go home.
Sell everything, $500.
Sell it all, go home.
Restart his life, come up with different life choices. But fishing can do that. Fishing can make you, especially owning a boat. Oh my goodness, that's a life lesson. You own a boat, just make sure you're okay with not being able to, just make sure you're ready to be financially unstable, because that's what owning a boat is like. All these comments talking about break out another 1,000. Nah, try to break out a couple thousand, because it's always something. Especially now, if you're on a weekend, you go out every once a month, one time every so often. Yeah, you're good. But I go out a lot, and dude, it's always something with a boat. I don't care if it's brand new. It's always something. If it's not your boat, it's camera equipment. If it's not camera equipment, it's your rods, your tackle. It's always something. But he doesn't have as much problems as I do, because he doesn't run stuff like I do. But
I don't have no complaints about my boat. The only thing is the spark plug wire light should just fall off, but I can fix it. I just keep forgetting to do it.
A lot of things with me though is I like to run stuff that's pretty sketchy, and I'm known for that. I reckon there's some areas I run sandbars, some areas I run a lot of timber. I run a lot of timber, but Santee's nothing but timber, and I want to fish it. I'm gonna go across it. That's the only way I know how to run it, and I hit a lot less things on plane, so I run everything. I get the boat up on plane and run it. And he doesn't do that quite as much. He'll follow me sometimes. A lot of times he's smart and idles it, plays it good. But it just, the life lesson, a lot of life lessons come from owning a boat, for sure. And I mean, it's trying to think of some more times that I've had. Trolling motor. I just replaced another trolling motor. Another, what, $2,000 and another boat motor. I mean, my other one decided to just blow up on me all of a sudden. There's no telling how much money you spend on tackle. Always something.
We're not going to talk about that.
He guys tackle every weekend, literally every weekend. But
at least
he's got an addiction with owning them.
Yeah, but I use them.
I mean, he's looking at these back here and like, oh, I'm gonna get that one and use it tomorrow. He's done stole 2 of them.
Don't worry.
And
mark my words, I will catch one off of that bottle.
I mean, these old rods I got back here, he'd probably be looking at them next to replace that ugly stick he broke. But one of them's got a
I don't
end
like
snapped
ugly
off.
sticks. I'll never buy another one again, probably.
But
because that's probably the 4th one I've broke. I'm not doing that. No more. No, I'm gonna say that they're trash. 100%. I just can't keep them. Lose the best, in my opinion. I love Lose. Never broken one except for tips from breaking them. Closed about 4 of them in my truck tailgate already. That's it. Never snapped them. I can hook on. I catfish with my bass rod Lose.
Yeah.
And
I like
my girlfriend
Berkeley.
has pulled in a 30-pound catfish off of my Lose reel.
I've used a lot of Berkeley Berkeley Cherrywood HDs. I've catfished with those.
You can be as big balling as you want. The biggest balling thing I've got is one of those Shimano DCs. Love them. But Lose is where it's at. $100, $150.
I'm just Berkeley and Abu Garcia.
I can't do Abu Garcia. I don't like Abu Garcia.
I'm cheap.
I hate it.
I don't.
Abu Garcia is so like.
And all my brim rods is
crazy. I don't. The better quality ones might be nicer, but like those Black Maxes or something, I hate them.
All I use for brim fishing is Zepcos. Little cheap Zepcos.
Yeah, Ollie's got $12
I went
rods.
to Ollie's and bought about 5 rods from them. That's what I use. Now, jigging poles. I do spend a little money on my crappy jigging poles. Because when I'm jigging, not every pole is the same when it comes to jigging. Some have more feeling in them than others. And I use B&M. And I got B&M jigging reels as well. So, when it comes to jigging, that's another world for me. But I use a lot of Berkeley rods, even catfishing. And I've always liked those. You're steady going to be buying stuff. But that's just the way fishing goes. So, I got another question for you. All right. So, if you had to leave the house, and all right, so we ain't going to do rod-wise. We're going to be, what is one bait? You get one bait to throw any bass fishing now, anywhere on the lake. What would it be?
Rapala jerkbait.
What color?
Short billed shad. Chrome middle. Well, like the gloss. The reflective with a shad bait. What is it? Gray and white or gray and chrome? Not white. I don't want white. I want that reflective chrome kind of like a shiner. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't care if it's winter, summer. I don't care what you say. I can take a jerkbait out there any time of the year and catch a bass. They were bedding at Potato Creek, and we didn't catch nothing. I was the only one to catch a bass. Guess what I caught it off of? A jerkbait. It pisses them fish off. They don't like it. When we start fishing beds, I'm a bust them suckers up. And I got a new little trick this year.
Bait that I would use, which you're going to know what it is.
Yeah, what you got?
What I fish with 24/7 drop shot. I can take.
You gotta get that watermelon pumpkin and put it on the white bowl.
I like watermelon seed, finesse worm. I like that.
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of put me on with that.
But
that looks real good.
I only get one color. It's gonna be Junebug red. Junebug red. You can fish that any color on the lake, and you might not catch as many fish, but you will still catch something.
Worm wise, I would definitely do black and blue.
I'm doing a Junebug red floating worm or trick worm, whichever you want to call it, but on a drop shot, and that's what I fish year round.
6 cents makes those finesse worms. I love them. They're like yay long, but them suckers right there got so much heck. 6 cents, 100% great.
Oh yeah,
they do. They're not I don't think they're as quality of ripping wise. They can rip a little easy, but I've had one on my rod now and probably caught about 10 bass off of it.
I can't afford them 6 cents.
I don't feel like they're that expensive. Well, I don't know.
Some of their stuff is
Z-Man, I used to like Z-Man. They're chatterbaits. I have one of every color of chatterbaits.
I buy a lot of the Zoom worms, but you can find them Zoom worms on deals a lot.
Yum Senkos are the best.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says.
Black with blue tail, with a little blue tail on them. And those summertime, you can tear the bass up on them. And I drag them across the bottom. I don't even pop them up hardly. I just drag it.
I wacky rigged that bastard off the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Wacky rig, good. I'm not very good with a wacky rig, though.
That's all I fish with.
But
he can do drop shots. I wacky rig.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think fish pay attention to color?
Yes and no. I can go out there with a pink worm and catch a fish. You can go out there with a June bug. But I do think that fish are triggered by their natural baits colors. Or like a water, something that's kind of like trying to hide camo.
What I always go for is I go by the way the water is. So if the water's clear, I usually go with like watermelon seed or like a green. And if it's stained, I go with a darker to have like a shadow, so they can somewhat see it. Because you take muddy water and throw a pink worm, you ain't gonna be able to see it. If I can see it and it looks like a silhouette down there, I think they can see it. Because bass aren't that smart.
Well, that ties back to jerkbait. I use them in very muddy water because that chance of just that tiny bit of light reflects off of it, and it'll shoot through. Because
it's just too much work, man.
Well,
a jerkbait's too much work.
No, it ain't, man. You listen, y'all. Gotta put y'all on real quick. Toss that thing up there. Don't get it hung up on no damn moss, peat moss, whatever y'all want to call it. Beards, heards, freaking. Throw it up there next to a tree. Bam, bam.
Get it caught in moss. Bam, bam. Caught in moss.
Float down. Hit it again. You don't. A lot of people don't know how to fish for jerkbaits.
I will give him credit. He can fish at jerkbait.
Crankbait, same thing. It is. I love them. I think they work in clear and muddy, but I do think that the color matters with dark or what. I'm not gonna fish.
Yeah.
A certain color jerk. I'm not gonna take that white jerkbait right there and throw that in a muddy water situation because that sun's not gonna show it. Just like dark, I'll throw an all black jerkbait in muddy water.
Well, see, I don't go in a tackle shop.
I'm probably going to spray paint one now and try it.
I don't go in a tackle shop.
Plastic dip.
They got, 400 or 500 different colored jigs, worms.
Yeah.
I just go in there and find anything with black and blue or green, like close to watermelon. I don't buy these orange off the wall.
Purple.
Candy bug's good.
He loves purple.
Candy bug's good. Black and blue is what they call it now. It used to be blueberry. And another thing I found out, Fire Tiger's good. Also, Scuppernong Royale. That's a good color. It's a little bit red. Scuppernong Royale. It's got a little bit of red in it and with some blue. That worm works good. I like it. It's kind of a mix between a brown and a red. But
I just bought a pack today.
A swim bait in my tackle box that I just look at.
I have a swim bait that is a brim too.
I have one, but I've never caught a fish on it. I've thrown it like one time.
I paid $12 for mine.
Yep, at Simpsons.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I used to have baby duck and everything.
Yeah, I used to have a bat. The bats work. I will put y'all on them bat lures work.
Bat?
Yeah.
A bat lure, like a bat that flies around, like Batman bat.
Yep. I'm gonna be honest with you.
A bat? How does that even? What's the chance of a bat landing in the water?
Pretty high, I think. Because you gotta think about it at night. But then again, they're really smart. But like, what if they accidentally go to grab a bug and just hit the water? I don't know if a bat can swim or not. Leave that in the comments if you know if a bat can swim, because I kind of want to see a video of that. But I think, my opinion, anything that is on top of the water and the bass is hungry, he's going to grab it. Snakes. My dad could throw any kind of snake lure on the top of the water. I used to have a rat lure. It was a white rat with a pink tail. Destroyed them up in the north.
Yeah, he's a northerner, if you couldn't tell.
Good fishing. Great fishing up there.
He's got a lot more stories up north, but
That'll be for another.
I'm not really from up there. I mean, I was born around here, so I've always known Santee.
Hillbilly redneck.
Leaving all Watery and Murray and all that good stuff. But now I knew no Watery, a Rapala DT6 works good up there. And they work good down here. Only crankbait I threw is a DT6. And I like it. And I threw a DT4 some. I mean, but I like the DT6. And I like to run it down the banks. But they work good. I'm not as good with the jerk baits and crankbaits as he is. But I'm getting a little better with them. He's slowly getting me to where I'm fishing them and stuff. But it's all on kind of what you prefer and what you're comfortable with. And I'm comfortable with a drop shot. I've caught more fish on drop shot than anything in my tackle box.
Just like fishing for the fish. I do a little better bass fishing, and you do better brim crappie.
Yeah, I'm really do better on the brim and crappie than anything. It's just what I target more.
I do great on bass. It's just all I've ever fished for.
It's something with that. It's something with that crappie fishing. All right, y'all. That's a wrap for today's podcast. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and feel free to like and comment. And if y'all haven't done so, please subscribe. We're trying to get this channel going, and hopefully we can get to 500 subscribers before 2025 is over. Moving pretty good, and I appreciate everybody that supports me and watches my channel. And if y'all have any questions or anything, and y'all don't want to comment, y'all can reach out on any of the social media stuff. And anything y'all suggest, comment, text me personally. I don't mind. I mean, I'm always looking to improve everything for y'all. Just trying to get going and hopefully share all my experience fishing with y'all. So hope y'all enjoy, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.